Hey y'all, Rich Moses here. I recently spent $400,000 on a new set of vocal cords to sound even more cool and rich. And I wanted to tell you about opskins.com, where I sold hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of skirts and have now made enough money to literally replace my vocal cords. There's an affiliate link down below where you can go and buy and sell items for games like CSGO and PUBG and a whole lot more. They're a reliable site. They sponsored this video. Look at how cool I sound now. So head to opskins.com and I'm going to go ahead and transform by taking my glasses off. And now I'm regular Moses again. That is the end of the ad. I'm doing this video a little differently than normal because I had a lot of thoughts and I wanted to talk about it. There will be more regular content coming today. I'm going to do more things, but I just had some thoughts. PlayerUnknown recently did a AMA, but first, oh look, this bus. So he posted this on Twitter last night, this morning, Korea time, whatever. It's a bus. It's in the desert map. This is the new vehicle. It has good visibility, open. I don't know how many people will be able to fit in this thing. Probably 5, I would imagine. There's not too much else going on in the image, but it's just it's a Volkswagen bus. Just missing the old Volkswagen symbol. I'm sure there's many more things this could be. Maybe it's a Russian vehicle. Whatever. It's a bus. It's a new vehicle. It's coming. Second thing, stop complaining. Jesus Christ. I read this AMA, and most of the questions are either stupid ideas or asking questions that we already kind of know the answer to, but we just want some golden bullet promise from PlayerUnknown, who took, for some reason, a couple of hours to answer all these questions on Reddit. Most of the, and for context, Reddit has, 287,000 subscribers, and I'm sure more go there on a regular basis, but there's a 10 million person player base. Reddit is a tiny little slice of representation of the overall community. However, I go there a lot, so I'm bringing it to you. If all you came for was the bus, punch out, Maverick. So most of the questions are standard issue. When do you have any fixing the water or bullet penetration? Here's a stupid idea. What are you doing about network optimization? What are you doing about client optimization? 10 hertz servers, desync, low-end computers, blah, 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 blah. 1 second. I have a message from somebody else really quick. If your computer sucks, buy a new computer. Don't force other people with money to play a shittier game because you're poor. I get it. There are low-end computers. Not everyone has the money to have a 1080 Ti. It's 2017. It's a new game. It has a new engine. It's not quite optimized. We get it. Optimization is a thing that can take a long time, especially in a massively multiplayer game with 100 people in a server. Network optimization is not just flicking a variable from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1 to make it just work better. People were giving PlayerUnknown a hard time because he didn't know how to give them an answer about engineering for network code. He's a creative guy. He probably has some coding, well, he guaranteed has some coding experience. I don't really know how many people he's had working with him on his other projects. I'm sure he has a rudimentary understanding of game coding, probably maybe advanced, I don't know, but network coding is a different thing. It's a different thing, completely different as far as I know. I'm not an engineer. I'm assuming so are you. So it's not just a matter of fixing things. When the game first came out, it was, it was busted. It was really busted. There was a lot of stuff that didn't work. It was riddled with bugs. It still is, I get it. But it was fun and exciting. And we were all talking about the limitations, but also it was awesome. And it still is awesome. We had a patch, not this last content patch, which was good, and the previous content patch that really fixed a lot of the server desync in the early game, after they kind of broke it for a little while. It's night and day. 2 patches ago or 3 patches ago, it was way different. So progress is being made, but it's not like anyone seems to notice. The game came out, bugs were easier to fix, maybe because there was a lot more eyeballs, a lot more replication happening for certain bugs, and they were grinding to fix them to a point where they tried to maintain this monthly and weekly schedule for bug fixes and patches that they had to come off of because it just wasn't feasible. And every time they put a patch, well, not every time, but they put a patch out, everyone said 2 days isn't enough. 2 days isn't enough. It would be better to wait. We'd be happy to wait. They got you, PlayerUnknown. They said they'd be happy to wait. You made them wait, and they all flipped out anyway. I remember reading a post not too long ago. We used to get daily or weekly communication. We haven't heard anything in a month. This is unacceptable. Is it unacceptable? Let them do their thing. Now, before you say something like, "Oh, you're just defending them because they're whatever. You're a ball. You're in their camp." Yes, I am, because I watch these AMAs. I watch the posts. I watch the comments on YouTube. You guys don't know what you're talking about, and neither do I. To be fair, I don't know what it takes to make a game optimized or network code or anything like that. As far as the how it runs on a computer, that is going to. One thing that I pulled out of this AMA is he said it's going to be a service, built as a service, not a final product. So it will continue to evolve. He does address some of the complaints and some of the issues, but one thing that happens all the time with this poor guy is that he gives you a little bit of information that is then dissected, like I said before, and then people start saying things like, "Night mode confirmed, single player campaign, what comes next? Oh, it's going to be this." It's like all these things that he wants to do. It's like he's making soup, and everyone really liked the soup, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to make a sandwich later that's going to be just as good as this soup." And people are like, "Awesome." And then he puts carrots in the soup, and people go, "Where the fuck are the sandwiches?" Like, for every one thing that gets added to the game, there's 50 other people or 100 or 1,000 people saying, "Well, why didn't you do this? Why are you doing this when you should be doing that?" It's a journey, guys. It's an unfinished product that had almost no expectations, but based purely on the performance and sales alone, has put all this pressure onto this team to make a product. Now, with all those sales and all that revenue that you guys perceive, and I'm sure is real, 100 or whatever it is, $30 times 10 million, you get it. There's a ton of money, but you can't just, and this is something I see all the time too, people saying, "Well, they made all this money. Why can't they afford more servers? Why can't they do this? Why can't they bring in a team to do that?" You can't just throw money at a game and expect it to maintain its integrity from an artistic standpoint, artistic creative standpoint, and keep the soul intact of the game. There's these people have worked super hard to make this product, and now the response is get more people and slap them in there. Imagine if you're at work, whatever it is you're doing, and you're doing a really good job, and they say, "You know what, sales are awesome," or "You're making really good widgets. They're so good that we need to expand. We're going to bring in 15 more people to do your job, and we want you to teach them how to make widgets." And one guy can't do it, the other guy does it pretty close. You can't just throw money. If you want a game that they just throw money at, go play an EA title, Battlefield 6. Call of Duty 11.5, whatever it is. That's what throwing money at games looks like. Just have a bunch of guys in a room somewhere with a big budget for marketing and this and that, and just start throwing money at it, make it look really good, just boil it down and suck the soul out of it. That's what you're asking for when you say just throw more bodies at the project. In order to maintain the creative integrity, you can't just toss a bunch of people into the mix and hope that they work together as a team, that they make the right kind of decisions from a design standpoint. The soul of this game is more important than your unending and unrelenting need for more. And mine too, because I want more. I would love vaulting. I would love optimization. I would love new vehicles, new weapons, all this other stuff. But everything that's added to the game, it's like Jenga, except reverse. I don't know. I'm running out of analogies. The point is, you can't just slap shit together and hope it's going to work. We went through this with the content patches being on too tight of a delivery schedule. It breaks stuff. Take a little bit extra time. Make sure that all aspects of the game are considered when you add new content, because it's not just fixing a bug when you're adding new stuff. If it's an existing bug in an existing product and going back and fixing it, that's different, because if you just add vaulting without the bug fixing and testing that it requires, everything will break. You'll be launching yourself into the sky. You'll get stuck in a roof half the time. You'll get stuck in an animation. You'll glitch out. You'll fall to death through the map. If you can't just fix stuff. And you know, I'm sitting on this this here. The plane is too loud. The audio things. If in the context of the sound engine, which is already in a pretty rudimentary state, they're trying to build a dynamic engine around sound. So that means the gunshot that you hear that's far away, and the gunshot you hear that is modeled closely is not like two different sound files playing. It's the same sound that, you know, dynamically changes as further away it gets. I think that's my understanding. So when it comes to the plane being loud, it's because dynamically you are right next to the engine. The same thing with the buggy. Listen, I hate the buggy. I hate it. I control M that thing all day, every day. It's too loud. But the sound engine is just like any other component. You can't just turn it down, because then you won't be able to hear the buggy driving up behind you. You'll be like, I can't hear the buggy, silent. I keep getting run over. It's too quiet. You got to turn the sound up. The perception of your perception of what the reality is when it comes to making this game and their perception of the reality of making this game are two different things. So I don't know who I'm really addressing this video to. I think I'll probably post this on Reddit. It's not going to do well, but I just wanted to get these thoughts out. I think I've kind of done a pretty good pretty good job of at least getting what I thought out. One other thing, your ideas, Reddit, and in general, are bad. You shouldn't be able to carry your down teammates. You shouldn't be able to heal while moving in cars, because that would be stupid. I can explain why, but if you don't know why that would be stupid, I don't think I could explain it to you anyway. And then, like, you know, the adrenaline shot reviving your teammates. How many adrenaline shots do you get in a game that would be relevant at all? Why even put that in the game when maybe in the course of a game there might maximum, I think if every crate had an adrenaline shot in it, that would be what, maximum of 10 maybe? I don't know how many crates drop in a game, but I would say around 10. That is pointless. You don't need to change the name of the police vest to SWAT vest because it looks more like a SWAT vest. Who cares? It's a level 2 vest. 2 vest. Level 2 police vest. Doesn't matter. It's got an armor value. I could go on forever. Anyway, I'm going to make a video about optimization and settings later. Actually, probably right now, since I'm motivated. I wanted to get a video up because it's been a while. Twitch.tv/wtfmoses. Leave a comment if you like. I'm sure you've got some feedback. Like the video if you liked it. Downvote it if you don't. And if I don't see you on Reddit, I'll see you out there, guys. Talk soon.